Sometimes an amnesty application before the Truth Commission yields more information than the actions of the applicant. This is the story of how police confessions have lifted a cloud of suspicion from a member of Umkhonto Sizwe who was blamed by his community and his colleagues for the deaths of 3 of his comrades.
In 1988, Durban policemen led by Colonel Andy Taylor blew up 3 members of the Umkhonto Sizwe unit known as the Swimmers, here at Phoenix Railway Station. The dead were all KwaMashu student activists. Their names were Vusi Mchali, Spusiso Ndlovu, and Mazwi Vilakazi. But the MK unit had another member. This is the story of Naya Ngema, the one who got away.
Definitely, I was going to be one of those people. Definitely, because it means that they were knowing everything about us. I think so. That's why I said that the only thing maybe which made me to survive is only that the unit just said that you must go outside.
Student protests against apartheid and against the KwaZulu homeland dominated the Durban township of KwaMashu in the 1980s. Police were hunting for what they called agitators. But quiet, even studious young men who went to church did not fit the general perception of bloodthirsty terrorists. The Swimmers looked so respectable and law-abiding that soldiers would wave them through roadblocks.
I remember when I was coming from here, from home, to the University of Durban Westville, and that day I remember I was carrying, if I remember, I was carrying the pistol, and immediately when I jumped off from the car, I saw the soldiers were searching, a lot of people there. And I bought the newspaper, I remember. And then I was carrying this newspaper with the bag, with my bag here. Then I just, when I moving towards them, I just read the newspaper and I passed them. They never called me and searched me.
Last night's explosion at Glen Ashley in Durban.
The Swimmers were also proud of their skill at detonating bombs without loss of human life. In 1987 and 1988, the unit frequently crossed over into Swaziland for extra military training.
We change our appearance. For instance, we'll look like old men, right, carrying the sticks. So we know that that time the SANDF was patrolling around those posts. So they'll just went for 20 minutes on this other part, and then we'll cross, especially during the time of late afternoon.
There was a system. If a bomb went off in Durban, it was a signal to the next unit in another city to strike. After each explosion, the Swimmers phoned to their Swaziland headquarters with a coded message about a successful soccer game.
Yes, we're having the match, for instance. Yes, we were playing the ball around that place.
Then disaster struck. Police and infiltrators crossed into Swaziland and abducted the unit's commander. MK Zandi, also known as Pila Ndwandwe, was murdered when she refused to become an informer. Her MK replacement asked the unit to send a representative to a debate on whether it was time for them to pull out of the country. Naya Ngema went. Ironically, his unit was insisting on remaining in Durban. It was the last time they ever saw each other alive.
And in Durban, at least 2 suspected terrorists were killed this morning when an explosive device blew up in their hands.
We're also listening to the radio. At 6 o'clock, then we heard about this thing. Then there was a bomb blast at Phoenix. I told to my comrades that were giving me the instruction to come back to the country, that the Phoenix was not our part. We were not asked to concentrate on the part of Phoenix. Then immediately I came back to the country, legally. I came back and go to which is they called dirty letters box, which is where we were putting our ammunition. When I went there, there was nothing there. And it was very surprising because I did not get even a note, you understand.
Naya Ngema had seen enough. He left within hours and did not return to South Africa until after the African National Congress was unbanned. But while the security police missed him, KwaMashu residents had seen him in the neighborhood, and they drew the wrong conclusions.
So they were sure that I'm sure I sell out this comrade.
Naya Ngema says only 5 people in all of Africa knew who the Swimmers were. How did Security Branch Colonel Andy Taylor find out? Taylor has admitted to kidnapping their commander, Pila Ndwandwe, as well as participating in the murders of this Kwamashu MK unit. The last of the swimmers wants to know if Taylor tortured Pila for information. But he's grateful that at least some details are now out in the open. For the first time since he returned to South Africa in 1990, Nyangema is no longer the man who betrayed his comrades. He's the one who got away.